Hello guys, and welcome to another exciting video on this channel. In this video I'm going to show you a better way to design mugs for print on demand, and especially for Redbubble, because I'm going to use Redbubble templates and Redbubble platform for this video. But before I go into designing the mug and giving you some tips, I want to show you, if you upload your design on Redbubble platform, how you can manipulate that image that you have uploaded for mug and give it a better placement on the mug. Now this is not the best way, but if you don't have Photoshop, or if you are not a designer, so this little tip you can use to get a better placement of the design. But this is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of the video is going to be putting that design on that mug in a much better way as compared to just using the platform itself. So here I have this design, my favorite bunny design that I have uploaded here on this Redbubble platform. And if I go to this mug section, by default you can see that the design is actually placed at the center, and the design is actually placed, I have just introduced it earlier, but the design is actually placed in a much bigger size, so you can reduce the size and center it horizontally and vertically, and it will appear at this, as you can see, that the front side of the mug. But mostly you can see that when a person holds the mug, they are either holding it in the right hand or in the left hand. For example, let's say I have this mug, so you can see I am either, when I'm drinking, I am either holding it in my right hand, or if I'm left-handed, I will hold it. Actually, I'm not a left-handed, so anyway, so if I hold it in my left hand, I'll hold it like this. So in most of the cases, you can see that the design should either face towards the other person that we are talking to, or the design should face towards myself if if the design is related to me. So this mug actually has the designs on the left side, and actually on the right side and on the left side both. And this is the whole purpose of video, is that I'm going to show you how you can design your mugs in this way, so that the design is actually on the right side and on the left side of the mug. Now this is just a mug, an actual product, that the example that I have given you. But if you go to the place it and see different mock-ups of the mugs, you can see that most of the mugs are actually in this they are in the same way. Either the person is holding the mug in their right hand, or the person is actually holding the mug in their left hand. So the design should either be towards the person who is holding the mug, or it should be away from the person holding the mug. And if I just show it clearly here in this example, the person is holding the mug in the right hand. So when the person is actually holding the mug in the right hand, the design is away from the mug. Actually the design is away from that person, and in this case, for example, I'm holding it here in the right hand, so the design should be on the left side of the mug, not on the right side of the mug. You can easily remember it like this, that the right hand, the design will be on the left. If the hand is the left hand, the design will be on the right side of the mug. So this is how you can manipulate your design or place your design accordingly. But as you can see here on this another example, the person is holding that in their left hand, and the design is actually away from them to show it to the other person. But one thing that you can notice is that if you have placed that design on this Redbubble platform, on this mug, is that you can either put it at the center, or put it on the left, or put it on the right side, and depending upon your design. And if it is a pattern design, you can it doesn't matter actually. This mostly concerns when the design is a single element or single object or single phrase or quote, something like that. So if you are not familiar with Photoshop, if you are not familiar with GIMP or other designing softwares, one thing you can do is just make it into a repeat pattern and try to get it the best placement possible. And but this is not something which will always work. Sometimes it will work, and sometimes it will not work. And the reason is that I'm going to show you in a minute that's in what case that it will not work. So you can see that the design is actually placed here, and left center and the right side, and it actually shows here in this little previews at the center, at the right side and at the left side. But what you can see is that the design is not actually in the left and the right side, it's not quite in a perfect placement here. It is slightly off towards towards the handle of the mug. And also one more thing that you notice, that there are a certain element of the object are actually still visible. They are not visible in this one, in this section, in the mockup view, but they are still visible in the design, and this half objects will be printed on a certain type of the mug that Redbubble is selling, and that is the that is the long mug. Well, actually I will show you in a moment. So for some objects, if you have a lot of space between top and the bottom of the object, you can actually use this repeat pattern button, or you can say feature of this Redbubble platform, and you can place this design accordingly. But what I'm going to show you is going to help you a lot if you already have Photoshop, or maybe just GamePay is a freeware software, so you can use that as well. So what I would suggest is that you download this template that you can get from this Redbubble, and the link is provided in this at the bottom of this mug designing window, and you can download this template, and you can either download that PSD in PSD format, or you can download it in PNG format. So once you open that template in your photo editing software, and in this case I'm using Photoshop, you can see that the certain part of this artwork is actually above this dotted line, and certain part of it is actually below that dotted line. So what happened is that Redbubble is using this same image, same template for standard mug and for tall mugs. Here in this example, that this half visible objects that clearly you can see here, they will be printed when a person buys a tall mug. So you don't want to see these half visible images in a tall mug. So it's always better if you use a photo editing software for this purpose. So I'm using this Photoshop, and in this template that they have provided, you can place your artwork, double click here and place your artwork here, but I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to show you here, and you can do this without putting it in their placed order. So I have opened this artwork here, and I'm just going to place it here, and I'll just convert it into smart object to preserve the details, and I can easily scale it down and scale it down without losing any kind of quality. And even if I have to scale it up, I'll still be able to scale it up without losing any kind of quality. So I've just placed it here, and I can just adjust its size. I think I messed it up somewhere in proportion. Let's just escape it and then redo it. So I can just scale it down and place it at the center here. Now, as I already shown you, that center placement of the design is not always perfect placement of the design. You either want to place it on the right side and on the left side of the design. You can always place it on all the three sides, but as I've already shown you, that most of the cases what happen is that people are either holding it mug in the right hand in this way, or they are holding in the left hand in this way. So either the design is actually towards the person who is holding, or it is away from the person who is holding it. So you should design your mugs in such a way that either the design should be placed on the right or on the left, or in this case I'm going to place it on both sides of the mugs, so that not only the right-handed persons buy it, but if a left-handed person wants to buy it, he likes the design, they should be able to buy it, and they should be able to enjoy that design. So what I'm going to do is actually select this design, and I'm going to move it slightly towards the left side of the hair, and I'm going to create a copy of it and then place it on the right side of the mug. I'm not going to put it so close to this edge of the design, because if I put it towards more close to the edge of the design, what will happen is that it will be more close to the handle, it will be slightly off, and it will not be quite I would say it will not be a perfect placement of the design. So I'm going to put it slightly away from the edge of the design, or you can say the artwork, and I think this will be the perfect, I hope so, that this will be the perfect placement of the design, because now we are putting it on the left and the right side for both the left-handed and for the right-handed people. And I'll just remove that background, and I'll just hide the guidelines, and I'll save this as a PNG, and I'm going to upload it on this Redbubble platform, and I'm going to show you how it will look like. So I have uploaded the design here, and you can clearly see in these mockup views on the left side and on the right side of the mug, the design is actually in a perfect placement. It is clearly visible when it is held, and the mug will be held like this in the right hand or in the left hand. So, and in this design preview, you can easily see that the vertical lines are actually passing through part of it, and if I want to adjust it even further, I can adjust it. But in the mockup, as I can see here, that this is the perfect placement of the design. So this is what I would suggest you to create your mugs, to edit your designs a little bit, give spend some time on them, so get a perfect placement of those designs on the mug, because mugs are actually a good seller after t-shirts. So if you are somehow able to design it for both the right-handed people and both the left-handed people, you will be able to get much more sales as compared to just designing it for the right-handed person or for the left-handed person, or even just placing it at the center of the design. And also one more thing that after designing it, that you can see that there are no top and the bottom half elements of the design. So even if the person wants to buy a long mug, or you can say a tall mug, they will still be able to enjoy the design, and it will not be half cut off, or you can say bad printing of the design on the mug. So this is all I wanted to show you in this video, and hopefully you have found it to be helpful. Now this is not limited to Redbubble, you can use it for other platforms as well, who actually allow to use a separate image for the mugs actually. For purpose of this video, and in my case, I think that Redbubble actually allowed to upload a separate design for the mugs. And if you are using Shopify and printing services like Printful or Printify, I think you will be able to upload the separate design for the mugs, and you will be able to design a perfect mug in this way. So you can apply this technique on those as well. But unfortunately you are not able to apply this technique on TeePublic or Spreadshirt. You can either have to place it on the right side or on the left side. There is no any other option for it. So that's all for now, and if you have found this video to be helpful, please like the video and share it with other people. On this channel I share different tips and strategies to earn a decent living through print on demand, and through any way that I have myself experience about it. I have experience about freelancing, and through selling photographs and artworks and designs through stock photography websites and stock design websites. So I'll share my tips about those as well. So if you are interested in earning a decent living and to generate a stable source of passive income through internet, or you can say online, I would request you to please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press that bell icon so that you can be notified about my future videos as well. Also, if you have any questions regarding this video or any other video on my channel, you can ask me in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer those questions. And thank you for watching.